Hello friends, welcome to TCL Mathematics, your trusted channel for CBSE and ICSE students from class 5 to class 10. Today I will start the ratio and proportion. You will see this is the heading given. What is ratio? Ratio is the comparison of two similar physical quantities. Say A and B. So it is written as A is to B. This A is to B means A by B. It may be written as A by B. That is A divided by B. But you know that in fraction, what is written as A by B is A is in fraction A is called the numerator and B is called the denominator. It is in fraction. But in ratio, A is to B, A is called, in A is to B, A is called antecedent and B is called the consequent. It is in ratio. It is in ratio. Now, simplest form of ratio, simplest form of ratio A is to B will be written as A by B, where the HCF of A and B is 1. That is when A and B has only factor 1, then it is called a simplest ratio. As for example, if it is as for example, I am telling you, it is 18 by 32. 18 by 32. So it can be divided by 2. You will get 9 by 16. Now 9 can be written, 9 has the factors 3 into 3, and 16 has factor 2 into 2 into 2 into 2. So here 9 has no common, 9 and 16 has no common factor, they are co-prime numbers. So 9 by 16 is the simplest ratio. It is the simplest ratio. Now it cannot be divided by the any number, same number. It is called the simplest ratio. Now compounded ratio, will go to compounded ratio. This is the simple fundamental idea about definition about what is ratio. Then we will go to proportion. Now what is compounded ratio? Compounded ratio, what is this? Of suppose A is to B and C is to D. What is compounded ratio? AC is to BD. Just multiply the left hand side and right hand side is duplicate ratio of A is to B is A square is to B square. Subduplicate ratio of A is to B is root over A is to root over B. That I am telling about what the properties of ratio. Then I will go to proportion. Triplicate ratio of A is to B is A cube is to B cube, and subtriplicate ratio of A is to B is cube root of A is to cube root of B. This to comparison of two ratio. Comparison of two ratios. Suppose 2 is to 3 and 4 is to 5. That is 2 is to 3 and 4 by 2 by 3 and 4 by 5. Now, by cross multiplication method, we can compare these two ratios, which one is bigger. By just left side, you will write the ratio in the fraction form. Right hand side, right ratio will in fraction form, then cross multiplication, that is 2 into 5, and here you will write 3 into 4. So, it is 10 and it is 12. 10 is less than 12. So, 2 is to 3 is less than 4 is to 5. It can also be done by making the denominator, making the LCM of the denominator, making the denominator equal. Suppose 2 by 3 and 4 by 5. Do the LCM of 3 and 5, you will get 15. So, make left hand side 15, 3 into 5, 10 by 15, and here it is 4 by 5, make 4 by 5, it is 15, that is 5 into 3, 4 into 3, 12 by 15. So, you will see that 10 is less than 12, so 2 by 3 is less than 4 by 5. These are the two procedure how you will compare the two ratios or two fractions. Now, come to the when two ratios are now come to the proportion factor. Now, come to the proportion side. What is proportion? When two ratios are equal, then it is called proportion. Suppose A is to B equal to is to C is to D. That is, if A by B equal to C by D, we can write AD is equal to BC. Here A and D, that is these two numbers are called extremes, and B and C are called means. That means if product of extremes equal to product of means, then A, B, C, D are in continued proportion, where A is called the first proportion, B is called the second proportion, C is called the third proportion, D is called the fourth proportion. Here, this is the case of the four quantities A, B, C, D. When they are in proportion, you will follow this one. When they are continued proportion, then product of extremes is equal to product of means. It is for the four digits, four numbers when they are in proportion. But if three numbers are in proportion. Suppose three numbers are in proportion. Suppose A, B, C are in proportion, continued proportion, that is A by B equal to B by C. Then we will write that AC is equal to B square. So we can write that A and C are the extremes and B is the means. So product of extremes equal to square of means, square of means. So you can see here, when three numbers are in proportion, then product of extremes is equal to square of means. This is the continued proportion of three quantities A, B and C. Suppose three are in continued proportion, where A is the first proportion, B is the second proportion and C is the third proportion. Here, so I think you know this, you will get this in your book, but I will give it in a very distributed way, but I will give you in a single place all the things what I am telling you, get the idea about ratio and proportion. Now go to another part. At first I am telling about the fundamental idea about ratio and proportion, then thereafter I will do some properties of proportion. These properties of proportion are not available in CBSE syllabus. It is only you will get in ICSE syllabus, but these are very essential properties of proportion, about componendo, dividendo, only componendo, invertendo and that is advertendo. This type of properties are not given in the CBSE board. At first, invertendo to D is to C is to D is B is to A is to that is double proportion D is to C. They are inverted. That is, if A by B is equal to C by D, then by invertendo we can write B by A is equal to D by C. This is called invertendo. Alternando, it is invertendo. Now go alternando. In this property, A is to B is to C is to D. That is, if A by B is equal to C by D. Now if exchange this one here and B go to the place of C, then we can write A by C is equal to B by D. So A is to C we can write is equal to B is to B is to D. This is called alternando. This is called invertendo. This is invertendo. This is alternando. Componendo. What is componendo? If A is to B is to C is to D, then by componendo, by the rule of componendo, we can write A plus B by B is to equal to C plus D by D. That is, A plus B is to B double is to C plus D is to D. This is the componendo. Now what is dividendo? Componendo. What is dividendo? Dividendo we will get, if A is to B is to C is to D, then A by A minus B equal to C by C minus D. That is, A is to A minus B is to C is to C minus D. This is the dividend. These rules are not given in the CBSE book. I can't understand why they are deleted these type of important relations in properties of yeah, proportion. Why it is deleted? Why it is not given? In every sums you will get, you will have to apply componendo, dividendo, alternando, invertendo, this type of relations. Now it is componendo, it is dividendo, here it is invertendo, it is alternando. If you do not get any in any book, you can take this screenshot. Here you will get all the things, all the properties of proportion that I am discussing here. You will not get in all books. This is componendo dividendo. Now when both componendo and dividendo, this is the most important relation that can be applied in ratio, in the sums of a ratio and proportion, componendo and dividendo. Here you will see if A is to B is to C is to D, then A plus B by A minus B equal to C plus D by C minus D. That is A plus B is to A minus B is to C plus D into D is to C minus D. This is the most important relation that can be applied in most of the sums required for to do most of the sums in proportion. This is called componendo and dividendo. This is called componendo and dividendo. Convertendo. What is convertendo? If A is to B is to C is to D, then A by A minus B, A by A minus B equal to uh, C by C minus D is equal to C by C minus D. This last one, that is if A by B is equal to C by D is equal to E by F is equal to G by H. Suppose this is a continued proportion, they are in continued proportion, then we can write then each ratio is equal to A plus C plus E plus G by B plus D plus F plus H, that is sum of antecedents by sum of consequents, sum of consequents. Each ratio, that is it is equal to, this is equal to A by B, maybe it may be equal to C by D, it may be equal to E by F, this may be equal to G by H. Each ratio is equal to this. This is a very important relation that is also required in some maths, some problems of triangles. Okay, this is ratio, and these the all the properties I have completed, all the properties, all the fundamental things of ratio and proportion. Okay, now next time I will discuss about their applications, how they are applied in sums, different complicated sums I will present before you. I will take the most important sums, so exam oriented sums. Please subscribe me so that I will get more energy to express myself, and I will can give you very important sums which are very much essential for the coming examination, board examination. and this type of, this is the fundamental one. After that I will show you, I will give you the most important sums which are mostly required by you, which is helpful